Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, cause it's time for the After the Show podcast.
All right, here we go. Happy Friday. Trying to get to it.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. I'm ready for a weekend. It was 4 days, but it felt longer.
It felt like 7, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
White Claw McGraw just spilled her drink.
Yep.
I don't know if you should clean it up with wet wipes. You need a more absorbent towel, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Always a critique.
No,
Here,
I know.
I stole some toilet paper from the bathroom. You can use this.
Virginia is toilet paper poor right now.
I am, and every time I go to Publix, I go. If they close at 9, I go at 8:40. Because nobody's in there at the end of the day. It's just me and the workers, and I feel safer.
I just bought a 6-pack. I'll give you 3 of mine.
Thank you.
I'll bring them in Monday. Don't even sweat it.
Okay.
Yeah. I got your butt covered, dog.
In more ways than one.
Okay. What's that? It's not working? Oh, we're okay? Okay. All right.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Can't but turn into the Hulk.
Well, I just looked up. This computer's broken now.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. So, yeah, that one's not recording right. So I'm just like, you look around, you're like, oh, okay, that's
You're
not
right.
working.
The audio file is low as shit. It looks like it looks like a pulse that Kevin's about to die.
It's not working.
Oh, boy.
All right.
like,
That's another hour and a half
man.
for Denny's today.
Yeah. That doesn't look right.
Denny's, do you want a claw?
Denny's dinner's
You
on the
should.
bird. Oh, Denny's is so annoying.
It is that.
You
That's
can't
not,
believe it.
That's not
Well,
good, right?
it takes. What happens is Denny's has to download the entire podcast. It's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks because it's recording the radio station, not the program too.
God.
So just hit stop.
It
or-
might as well stop on the Vox Pro one. I'll grab it from the stream.
And y'all,
Okay.
don't be emailing Denny's. Denny's, what the fuck, man? The podcast isn't up, you dick.
Yeah, the last few days it's been going up about an hour later just because that show's an hour longer and we've been working with technical issues. So
Someone called him a cocksucker.
Oh, my.
Yes, you cocksucker, get it up.
You're definitely not a cocksucker.
That's what they called him.
You're a beef licker. You're not a cocksucker.
Exactly.
Tell him.
Well, just beef licker cocksucker. Don't yell at Denny's.
Yeah.
He's doing the best he can. It's like blindfolding a guy and telling him that he has to go jump up and down a flight of stairs. You can't do it.
yeah,
You got to see. Denny's can't see.
I can do that.
I bet you $10 you would fall.
Somebody texts in and says, will there really be no show on Monday? Yeah, I was talking to everybody about that. Right now, I'm leaning to probably no. And, let me explain this to you. One, we haven't taken any vacation at all. The kids are out of school, and so listening patterns are going to change with people. And then two, we came in here on Tuesday, and the computer didn't work. And so we're like, okay, we'll get it fixed. It's, very key that we have it working. And then yesterday, it died for about 90 minutes. And then today, it died for a good solid hour. And, putting an extra hour into the show anyway, and then, when you have to continually talk for 90 minutes, you're burning through a lot of the stuff that you've done. And it's just tiring. And so, I'm trying to get a point across here that, guys, it really is unacceptable. I'm very frustrated. I'm trying to be positive about everything, but like I said, I've never, going all the way back even to college radio, I've never worked at a station that had worse equipment, that was more unreliable than at this station. And this station should have the best of anywhere we've ever gone. And it's just very tough and frustrating. And so for me, I don't know what else to do. And, I think I'm just going to be like, hey, look, you guys fix it. And if it runs straight for 48 hours, I'll come back. And if you can't get it to run straight for 48 hours without having a glitch, then I just don't want to put the show through that, and our audience through that, and me through that. Because honestly,
It's not cute anymore.
No, it's
not ha 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 funny.
It's harder to try to play it off and make it positive. I get it. and we did the last 2 days. I did my best, and I did not as well today. If it happened on Monday, I would not. Yeah, it would. I would not handle it well.
To me, the worst offense out of all of it, I mean, it's just the fact that you do have to burn through a lot of the prep, and that is always just the hardest thing. They try to talk about shit that people sort of want to hear about, and you have to burn that out. That blows, man. That's really the most devastating blow.
And, honestly, pretty much what the day is like now is you do the show, you go home, and you work until you pretty much go to bed, and then you come in here, and it's tiring, to do 5 or 6 hours of radio and then to prep for the other day. And then, when you do that, it's like running a mental marathon. And then when you've had to do that 2 days in a row, you're like, I'm just tired. Like, I'm beat.
Well, on top of, we added an extra hour.
Yeah.
Which works out as an extra show a week.
Yeah. So, who knows? I don't know what we'll do. I'm going to work it through in my head. I'm going to sit down and talk with the boss and just be like, honestly, I'm not being cool anymore. Like, I'm really kind of tired of it. This is fucking ridiculous. It really is. I mean, I'm in there. I got my dick in my hand. We can't even go to break or anything, and I'm just burning through shit. I can't regroup. Like, I'm not, it's inexcusable it happens one day, but to happen 3 out of 4 days, it's unbelievable.
And I think people get confused when they're like, oh, you guys, you're not fucking building a house here. You guys sitting in your ass and doing radio. What we're talking about is when you have to burn material and then you're doing stuff that's not that good.
Right. You don't want to do that.
That's what we care
We've burned
about.
through all our C material.
Yeah, and then you're in the D material. You just don't want to suck that bad.
Yeah.
I'm okay with sucking, but I don't want to suck so bad.
I prepared a 4th third of the day, and let me tell you, it was terrible.
And it's because of the people. We don't want to have people hate, oh, you guys fucking suck. You guys sound like shit, which they will say.
And it's not fair to our audience. I mean, because, look, you guys are committing time to check out the show. So we only want to do the best that we possibly can. And so that's why it's also frustrating, because I'm like, I don't want to waste people's time. They've been kind enough to come here to check out our show. I don't want to give them stuff that's like going, ugh.
That's what it is. It's not that we would do 8 hours of material a day if we had awesome 8 hours of material.
Yeah.
We just don't want to suck on that, whether it's 10 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no, that really is, what we're talking about. Aaron had sent an email, said, did I hear Kevin say yesterday you guys are going to do the show from Bird's Place today, or did I dream that? That'd be so awesome. Monday, maybe. I don't know how we would broadcast it on the radio, and that is the big challenge. But, yeah, I mean, it's in the back of my head in the conversation to say, look, somebody on the shows, we have more reliable equipment. And if we only do just a YouTube show, for the audience, say, hey, you know what? We're taking a day off from the radio, and we're going to be a digital show today. We'll give you a podcast, and we'll give you a KVJ TV. Because that equipment I know will work. And, yeah, that will be part of the discussion to say, is that where I'm going to have to go with this? It's just...
that's what a lot of people do now.
It's sad that, I have to... And we're not doing this because of a pandemic. We're doing this because of the equipment.
Are we sure the computer doesn't have a Corones?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll suggest that and say, is that where we're going to have to go with this? And at this point, what do I need you guys for? So is that where we are? So, yeah, who knows? We might. So Monday may be just a digital show. I'll try. First of all, I just need to have a conversation with the bosses, and I need to admittedly step away from it.
But I will say, just talking with Virginia yesterday, it might be good to take a day off anyway.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
I
because,
think we're all a little burned out.
Well, I'm at the point where it's like, you're going to be going, if it happens, you're going to be like, wow, Kev's an asshole.
He really lost it.
Yeah, there might be stuff that happened that I probably went too much. So, but yeah, it's
yeah.
Without lying, yes, I'm over it. It's just a good way to put it.
I love it. That was kind of like a calm Dickie Rants.
Yeah, it's
you know what it was? It was a broken Dickie Rants.
Yeah, it's all I got at this point. Stephanie in Pompano sent an email, said, I'm watching an episode of Seinfeld, and I can't help but think about you guys. Kevin is the robot Jerry, Vicious V is the sassy and realistic Elaine, and Bird is Kramer, putting his clothes in the oven so it'll be warm when he puts them on.
Every time he takes off his hat in the studio when we're off the air, he looks like he's got Kramer's hairdo. And we always yell, Jerry!
I don't have any product in my hair. If I have my hat on, that's because I didn't do anything with it, and it looks way different without product. I'm looking like Albert Einstein.
Not really sure where Suits and Denny's fit. Virginia, maybe you have thoughts since I know you like that show.
I want somebody to be Newman really bad because he's one of my favorites too.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Newman.
And said also the girl that was on that had a dog sitter that had a rager at her house, but she also arranged her spice rack. Can I get that sitter's number? I'd even put in a bottle of vodka if she do the laundry.
Dang. Okay. See, some people want that, and they don't care if you have a throwdown.
Yeah. Trade-off. Okay. Got an email saying about Quarantine Bush. Currently listening to yesterday's ATS about Quarantine Bush. You wanted to offer some advice. If you decide to try and tame your jungle down under, don't do it after making salsa with jalapenos. You must wash your hands twice before grabbing the trimmer to trim that, or that shit will burn.
Yes.
Hilarious and embarrassing.
Panda loves jalapenos. I don't care for them, but I made him something and I put fresh jalapenos. I sliced them up and put them on top of it for him. And then I made the mistake of picking my nose.
Oh.
And I was on fire for like 3 hours. Every time I breathed in through my nose, it was like,
Oh, jalapeno's a BI.
jalapeno.
Bully ingredient, baby.
It's the oil. There's oil in a jalapeno, and then that gets on your hands. You can wash your hands. You can do whatever. It's still there.
One jalapeno can ruin an entire pizza. If you put a jalapeno in the middle of a pizza, the entire fucking thing is jalapeno
Panda
pizza.
loves it.
Oh, hate it. Hate it.
Maybe that should be something we mix up in our concoction du jour instead of tequila wasabi.
Oh, if you give me
vodka jalapeno.
If you give me jalapeno, I'll make a face every time. I know people think I'm making it up.
That's yours?
Dude, if you give me anything hot or anything that goes down my stomach that burns, I'm going to make a face every fucking time.
Jalapeno cod oil.
Oh, that's the worst.
It was tough.
I quit.
He walks out.
We were talking a little bit about that Robert Pattinson Lighthouse movie. Cynthia said that thing was horrible. Between his punching the clown scenes and those two wackos fighting, it couldn't end soon enough.
He masturbates in it?
I mean, if you're in a lighthouse by yourself with just one other dude, yeah, I guess that's what you do.
He did another movie that the beginning was too sad for me. It looked like it was going to be good, but his brother, I think, had either hearing problems or something. And
what?
He is sitting in the opener. The opener is his brother, and the guy, he's getting interviewed for a job or something, or he's getting evaluated about his mental health status. And the guy's talking down to him, and the kid's crying, and then Robert Pattinson breaks. He's like, "It's my fucking brother, man. Who's my brother?" Then he's talking to his brother. You gonna let people talk to you like that? And I'm just like, this is too heavy during the quarantine.
Yeah, you got to keep it light.
I'm going to go ahead and watch that Vietnam special.
Put on Jumanji. You talk about how great it was. I might show Jumanji to the kids this weekend.
They would love it. I would. I stake my entire reputation on it.
All
Good,
right.
huh?
I'm going to tell Rocco that Uncle
Robin
Jay
Williams or
Robin Williams is great, and honestly, the remake with The Rock and Kevin Hart was absolutely outstanding. And I went in there not thinking it was going to be good, and I thought they both were very, very good.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to watch this weekend. I'm excited. I'm loaded up.
I wrote down a bunch of stuff all week. I wrote down The Beaver. I wrote down Men Who Stare at Goats. The Jeffrey Epstein thing, and Jumanji.
You would like every one of those things.
I'm excited.
I can't speak on the Epstein.
Yeah, I love the Epstein thing.
Yeah, I think that's
going
to be fat. Yeah, just even to see the landmarks and kind of understand the story a little bit better. And you may not get any bombshells in it because I'm not hearing anything about any anything too crazy.
I've already dove in pretty deep with a 9-part, hour-long each time podcast.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, but I like a visual. I like to see. So if they've actually got clips of like what the house looked like, what the room looked like that he took these girls, apparently it was like a special sex room, and he had like all these weird sex art things up in the home and multiple cribs, the sex island that he had. Like, I want to see all this stuff I've heard about.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I want to do. Did they, because I do remember from the news, and I was ingesting a little bit of it, but there were a couple experts that had said that there's no way that he died the way that, the official story is right now for the record.
That's what they're saying, that the way his neck broke, it was from blunt force, not from hanging yourself.
This is the whole thing, because there's two parts of this. Okay, you can say he did not die the way that they said he did, but then who did it? And that will be the ultimate question. Will we ever find out?
Well, I mean, think about how, like, perfect it all played out. Oh, yeah, both the guards conveniently forgot to check on him for 2 hours and lied on the log and said they did, but then admitted they were sleeping. Like, come on. How stupid do you think we are?
Well, this probably happens from people that are used to doing these kind of things, pulling power trips and then covering it up very well.
They paid those guards in cash, and those guards did what they needed to do, which is look the other way.
And we're living in modern times, so you're kind of able to maybe out some people, but think about all the times in history where people got away with fucking bloody murder.
People have always done this. We I think we know more of the bad now.
We have technology now. We have ways to maybe fact check certain things, but back then, people they got away with murder.
Well, there's video now.
The DNA. There's so much more ways to bust people being terrible humans.
Well, if you grew up in the 1890s and me and Virginia had a little tiff, who's to say I don't get a couple White Claws in me? I go out the back to piss, shoots me in the back of the head. I think it was old Lawless Larry who did it, not me.
That could definitely happen.
Absolutely. Ain't no cameras.
Uh-huh. That's the world today.
I would never shoot you, for the record.
Cowboy times you might. I'm real lippy.
But that's the crazy thing. They did have cameras for Epstein, and hey, what do you know? No record of it. They didn't work either.
Yeah,
right?
How
the
odd.
camera out front of his cell wasn't working.
Give me a break.
And the guards took a nap. Come on, y'all. You must think we are stupid.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. Robert had said this. I don't know if we'd ever solve this. He said, I was watching Back to the Future again. It's now on Netflix. At the 1 hour and 50-minute mark of the movie, Marty asked Doc Brown, what happens to us in the future? Do we become assholes or something? I remember a segment where you guys were talking about that stuff. But you were saying about their kids, right?
Yes. He goes, what, Doc? Do we become assholes or something? No,
Yeah.
Marty, it's your kids. And I remember the part in the theater that goes, our kids become assholes? I thought Marty said our kids become assholes.
Yeah, that was the part you were talking about.
That's the part.
Mm-hmm. But thanks to Robert for that. He said, Die Harder said if we ever do that KVJ trivia again, put him in it.
I think I just imagined that.
Maybe. Well, it's I think we did a whole segment on all those things that you kind of imagine that happened from the Luke, I am your father, and all that stuff.
Or just even as a kid.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I remember being at Casa Juno in Juno Beach, turning off the light switch. When I turn it down, when the light would go off in the room, the sky was off, Virginia.
Were you drinking?
No, I was 8.
That place is so broke down they even got the Spanish wrong.
It just, obviously that didn't happen, but I believe that it did.
Mm-hmm. This is something maybe you might want to try. It is, on yesterday's show, I heard Jay Bird talking about the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and when I was on Facebook, I saw they have Cinnamon Toast Crunch Oreos. Ooh. Thought about him.
Oh, yes.
Rose sent that in.
Rose, you know what I like.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch Oreos. Is that real?
Yeah, is that real?
I wouldn't doubt it because Oreos has come up with so many different things. All these kind of different, crazy, wacky flavors.
I would try that.
Oh, I bet I would eat the entire bag. The other one you guys got to try. If you love snacks and cookies, the Nutter Butter covered in fudge is unbelievable. It is so good.
It's not waxy fudge, chemical fudge.
It's not, Virginia. I'm telling you. It's.
I'm trusting you.
Dare I say this? It's better texture than Girl Scout cookie with the chocolate.
Interesting.
Okay.
In my opinion.
All right.
It's a bold statement.
It
Hopefully
is.
no Girl Scouts are listening.
Do you want me to bring? I'll bring you some on Monday. I'll bring you toilet paper and chocolate fudge Nutter Butters.
Good, because after I eat the whole thing of Nutter Butters, I'm going to shit my brains out. All that chemical chocolate will go right through me.
That's such a terrible term, by the way. Shit your brains out.
It is, because that is like, it's everything from the top of your head all the way through your body has just come out.
I went on a first date before, and we were eating Mexican.
And she shit her brains
No,
out.
but she said, I go, so what are you going to order? She goes, I'd like a burrito, but if I eat that, I'm going to shit my brains out. I'm going,
You got to wait.
I don't know you that well.
You can't say that on a first date.
I mean, it was within 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's.
She's a loose one.
She belched too. I'm like, all right. She was really good looking, but she was one of those girls that think, oh, everyone thinks when I burp is so cute.
She sounds
Yeah.
awesome. I want to hang out with her. Can I date her?
That's exactly why I didn't like her. 'Cause you
Yeah.
like her.
She is just my style.
Question here for Denny's from Alan had sent this in. He said, I got a question here about, I got a friend that makes these slushy type drinks with all types of alcohol, and they are delicious. So this past Monday was my birthday, and he said that he was testing putting 100 milligrams of THC into these slushies. I haven't tried them yet, but I wanted to know if that is a lot of THC, and how do I compare that to smoking it?
Oh yeah, 100 milligrams. I would definitely recommend if you're a veteran of
I'd
smoking.
recommend 300.
Well, I'd say the gummy packs come in 350. So.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, and I mean you can get it if you get the extremely strong stuff. It's like 500 milligram.
From California, Kev.
So
Dang.
I don't know. I guess it's all about dosing. So if it's 100 milligrams in there, I wouldn't drink the whole thing first round. I'd just see how it affects your body first. But
Okay.
I mean, that sounds like an awesome drink.
There's a Butterfinger one that is delicious
Yeah.
that I've heard.
Yeah. How long do you need to wait?
So that's the tricky thing about the edibles. So a slushy might be faster because it's liquid, so it's probably going to process faster. Something that's hearty, or they kind of make like these really great treats now, right? Like,
Yeah.
so your body has to metabolize all that. So if you ate a meal before and then you ate this cupcake that's got THC in it, it could take anywhere up to like 3.5, 4 hours.
If Kevin,
Really?
if you
Wow.
ate an edible, I would probably say Kevin could eat a small edible, and within about 25 to 30 minutes, you're going to feel it pretty good. You have a good system. Your whole track is
Yeah. 'Cause
you digest well.
But isn't that kind of... thank you. I'm glad he knows my digestive system. Isn't that part of the issue, though, where you'll have something that has THC in it, and you're like, I don't feel anything. I need some more. And then all of a sudden, bam, you get like punched right in the dick, and you're like, whoa, I'm really high.
With the edibles, it's a common mistake because you'll get a pack and it has 8 gummies in it or something. So you're looking at it and you're like, all right, the whole thing's 350, So you're dosing it out. Now you'll eat it. The sugar takes a second, especially if you eat something. If you eat it on an empty stomach, it kicks in much quicker. But
That's a big part of it. Right
okay.
there. If you're going to do it, you do it on an empty stomach.
So it
Yeah.
could even be the same thing, and you're in a different circumstance based on your digestion, and it could affect you differently.
If I was going to Orlando on a bus and I
Yeah.
ate some edibles and I had nothing in my system,
Which happened.
it could. It could.
It may have been a brownie.
Hypothetically.
You may have given some to my husband.
That is going
and
to.
he may have tripped balls.
That would be a different feel if I would have eaten 3 Hot Pockets before that.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
All right, so everything factors into it.
It's kind of like drinking. If you
Yeah.
don't
On
have
a
anything in
full
your
stomach.
system, yeah. If you have a, I kind of feel like if you have a lot of food in your system, it's possible you may not even feel it to its full effect.
absolutely, yeah. Or it'll be a slow burn. Everybody's digestion's different. For me,
Right.
it takes about 2 hours for it to kick in for me hard, and depending on what I ate. But I usually eat pretty light until the evening,
So is this a new concept? What is it, liquid THC? Is that what it is? And you can spike alcohol drinks with THC? Is that what we're talking about?
So a while back, they figured out that if you basically squeeze out, heat up, and compress, you just like olive oil, just like peanut oil.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing with the buds of marijuana. So they press it out and they get this oil out of it. And then you can cut that with different things depending on what intentions you have. So if you want to put it in the vape tanks, they have to cut it with something that's looser, something more liquidy to kind of thin it out a little bit. If you're using it in butter or something you're cooking with, it can be thicker. It doesn't matter because you're going to reheat it anyway. So a lot of the edibles are made with this rosin, essentially.
Wow.
So, and now it's used in everything. I've seen topical creams with it. The tinctures are probably the best way to go if you're trying to do edibles, but you actually want the dose to kick in kind of immediate opposed to like a slow burn.
Yeah, I had even just seen an article the other day kind of on this because you have some old stoners that are kind of starting to get into the new game and they're trying something out and they're like, I've been smoking weed for 30 years, man. And they jump into something modern.
Yes.
And these old hippies are like, they don't even, it spins them around because I think they were saying, I can't remember how many, at least 5 times stronger marijuana is today than the old.
And that's just pot. Like, so
Yeah.
the normal nug, if you were like an old timer rolling joints and such, just without any changes to your life, just buying the new weed compared to the old weed, the difference is astronomical. And then you got concentrates, and then you've got all these new ways of ingestion.
And much like anything, I mean, as you go on, things get better. They tighten it up. I mean, if you compared edibles 3 years ago to now, there are some edibles you can't even taste the fact that there's weed in there. Back in the day, you always had the little remnants. There was a mac and cheese I ate in Oregon that was weed mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Could not taste any weed, and holy fuck did you get high. Oh my God.
They did a whole like weed dinner on one of my housewives show where this weed chef came into their home and made like this 6-course meal and everything had weed, and then there was like this special bowl of butter. You could add more like weed butter.
If you do it right, you go into that situation on an empty stomach, and then you kind of I'd say for the more seasoned people.
Plus, that has alcohol in it too, right? That drink. So it's got it's alcohol and THC.
Well, now you're getting. Like,
I mean, that's what I drink half of that.
I
do a half.
both. Ryan in the chat room said that there's THC infused wine from California. So it's the best thing ever.
It's all happening.
It is.
Gosh, all this stuff kind of sounds horrifying because. Last thing you know, like you think you're going to be out for a civil night with friends, and you turn into a freaking maniac.
Yeah. Well, so you'd have to try it out. The weed will mellow you out a little bit compared to the alcohol.
Well, I think, too, the other side effect, other than mellowing people out, it freaks people out. They get anxiety.
Right, yeah.
Virginia, you've talked about that where...
Back in the day, it made me real paranoid.
You're smoking that 93 weed.
I didn't like it.
Smoking that whoop, there it is weed.
Yeah, because they cultivate these plants now to eliminate a lot of the side effects. So you can get some that have... almost no side effects to them. In fact, a lot of the high brand nug it does exactly what it says on the label. It doesn't have any weird side effects.
If it's sativa and it's supposed to make you up, or if it's indica, it's supposed to bring it a little bit down. Now the fact they've gotten so good where those side effects Denny's talk about,
subgenres within. So.
Denny's, will you be around this weekend if they fire up the witch and the bitch?
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to be our fucking engineer.
And our supplier.
He's our fourth mic.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Should we all like smoke and do it?
I don't know if you talk about it because you don't have a card. No.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Someone's fucking up the someone's not cool, dude.
Never been, never will.
But yeah, it's easier than ever too. I mean, easy in the sense it's more convenient than ever. Is probably a better way of saying of getting your card these days.
Well, my question is, you're talking about how you can't even tell that there's any THC in it. Is there been a case and somebody been prosecuted where you slip somebody, like, because I could see this, when you're young and you're dumb and like I could see with the crew I used to hang around with, got a job interview and you're like, oh yeah, cool, man, let's go on, hey, try this macaroni and cheese. Yeah, you definitely want to have some carbs in you so you have energy when you do your interview.
And then you're high after.
And then you go to the interview and you freaking blow a big interview. And then you're pissed and you're like, dude, not cool. And you call the cops. I mean, is that something where...
Absolutely, that's a crime. I had a friend it wasn't a friend. When I say a friend, it was an acquaintance. They gave me a brownie and I couldn't taste anything. I was really hungry and I ate it. And all of a sudden, 45 minutes later, I started getting an anxiety attack, and I didn't know why. He gave me a laced brownie, and that's not cool to do to somebody. And you absolutely can be charged with that.
Imagine if you're meeting family or something like that, and you are just a complete wreck. And what are you going to tell your family? Like, it was an event you had to attend or something like that, and let's say that you go and it hits you there, and then you start acting weird and doing stuff, and you don't even... and then your family thinks you're on drugs, and you're like, that wasn't me.
You absolutely can press charges on that person, and they will go to jail. If you can prove that that's what they did.
You're drugging them.
You can't do that. You can't do that to people. Even if you did with a Benadryl, you would get in trouble.
I wonder how hard it is to prove, one, and then two, what kind of punishment does that person get for doing it?
Because you could be diabolic and say, oh, Virginia poisoned me with all these pot brownies. She gave them to me, but I made them myself and got myself high.
Well, you could say, I mean, you think about like one of those movies where
You'd be so sloppy.
how many movie plot lines have you seen where they try to sabotage somebody?
I know.
And what an easy way to sabotage somebody. You're getting ready to go on stage. You're like, hey, here, have this Kool-Aid. And they drink some Kool-Aid and it's laced. And by the time they get up to perform, they're too high to do it. And that seems like that'd be a standard way to sabotage somebody.
The game has just gotten so good on the edible tip where you can't even taste it. Every manufacturer's going to be different, but there's some people that really have learned their craft.
Well, the hard candies are almost
Butterfinger,
indistinguishable.
it tasted just like a Butterfinger.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
wow.
it wasn't even, in fact, better than a fucking Butterfinger.
Some of the candies are actually better than the original
better
store
than
brand.
They put more sugar in shit.
It's less, chaperoned, I guess.
It's awesome and horrifying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they do a lot of amazing things now with the THC and the CBD.
People have gone on to do extraordinary things.
Mm-hmm. Somebody sent an email here and asked, thank you. What happened to yesterday's Weird and Whatever podcast? On Instagram, they posted it. It was at 4 p.m., but it seems they didn't do it. I messaged them on Instagram and no response. I wish they'd let us know, your fans, if they had any technical problems. I looked into KVJ Facebook page in case they posted something and nothing.
Yeah, so the Weird and Whatever is kind of not to be disrespectful to the Weird and Whatever, but if it's a bit of an afterthought to KVJ. And if there's stuff that me and Denny's have to do for KVJ, unfortunately, Weird and Whatever has to be put on the sidelines. There's also 4 other personalities involved too. So if it doesn't all line up, it's just it's one of those things where, and it also a thing where I don't think we're gonna go every single Wednesday. I think we'll do maybe 12 weeks and maybe take a week or 2 off and then do another 12 weeks.
Okay.
Just because it's tough to do this during a pandemic and Weird and Whatever and 5 other personalities and a dog that's blind and some other shit that I want to
And
talk
I'm
about.
drunk.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So that is pretty much it for us for this week. Yeah, we're not going to be doing a happy hour virtual cocktail party thing today. We are, like I think I said yesterday, trying to push out some other ideas on doing some other videos. I just felt like that had kind of maybe run its course and not everybody was quarantined in on a Friday. I think people are going to start going out and doing stuff now on Fridays. We hope the cocktails and karaoke will come through soon, that we can start doing that as a virtual Friday show and still follow social distancing and actually start inviting people out to be a part of that. It'd be a limited crowd, obviously, right now, but that could be a fun thing to get going. So we're hopefully going to pick that up maybe even as soon as next weekend, depending upon what happens with our sales and promotions department and getting that done. So we'll see. So thank you guys for being here, and follow social media, and we'll let you know. We may or may not be here on Monday. So y'all have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.